Hey, I am Jeanette. I'm a raw life educator and I have created this antivirus program that you're about to see. It is about how to boost your immune system, how to make our bodies more prepared for whatever is coming on, and a couple of reminders how to keep safe and sane. It's no rocket science, and I do not want to get you into a complete new habits or lifestyle. It is a couple of nudges, however, that you may remember and try and test. Nothing complicated. You're about to see the whole movie. I have made 5 shorter clips on the topics: food and drink, sleep, exercise, body care, and mindset. Yeah, not forget. That you will also find separately. So I hope there's something in it for you. Let's start and share. This is the first module of my antivirus program, and it is about sleep. Sleep is a very essential tool for regeneration and restoration of our body. Only when we're asleep or lying down, our body will actually work and digest what we have in our stomachs and regenerate. So go through all the different organs so we're actually feeling good again, our system is restored, and we will also wake up with a lot of energy in the morning. And of course, this is a very basics for our immune system to function in a good way. The challenge is that in these times we are often very worried, we are stressed, we stay up late, we look a lot at our screens, we have irregular schedules and sleeping patterns, and this very much impacts our sleep. And if the sleep is impacted, our body is not possible to really be on guard, on top of things, to fight whatever germs are coming our way. So we need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Let's say about 8 hours medium. In Ayurveda, we say also it is not about so much how many hours of sleep we have, but how many hours we're lying down. So even if you're not sleeping, don't get worried, don't get worked up about it. It is about lying down. And a couple of tips for this time during the night and how you can really enjoy it the best, how you get to those hours that you need. A regular schedule is one tip. How can you get, you tell your body how to and when to fall asleep to really get into a pattern. So try to figure out which times are best for you to actually kind of calm down, shut down and go to bed. When does it suit in order for you to wake up in the right times? So try to time this. And then of course, in order to sleep well, you should avoid caffeines like teas, alcohol. A lot of herbal teas are much better. You have a lot of sleeping teas and bedtime teas and nighttime teas like chamomile, valeria, lavender, lemon balm. There's a couple of simple teas, herbal teas that you actually can take in, and that also gives you part of a calm down time, me time with your cup of tea. And it is said also that this heat of the tea will actually help your body to cool down once it's digested some degree. That actually tells your body now it's time to go to sleep, and they are relaxing. Then we're also saying we shouldn't eat too close into the sleeping time. It's about 3 hours. So if you want to go to bed at 9, you shouldn't eat later than 6 o'clock for your body to actually be able to kind of take care of the food before you're falling asleep. Screen time is said to be at least 1 hour before you go to bed. No more screens, telephone or so on. And mind you, not having it close to your bed, because the blue light from the screens is actually really aggravating us and our sleeping hormones. Then we have a couple of rules of thumb where we say it should be dark in your bedroom, it should be cool, around 18 degrees, it should be calm, so not a messy bedroom, but also not noisy if possible. And you should have, if possible, fresh air. Or you can scent your air with, let's say, lavender scent and so on, that also is keeping you calm and calming you down. And then of course the ergonomics are important. So your spine should be lying straight so you don't get any kind of hiccups and pain and need to move around. So ergonomic pillows, a good mattress of course is a pretty requisite as well. And then also against the worries, and I'm one of those persons that always gets caught here. Try not to maybe listen to the news. A last thing you do, read something, a boring book that makes you fall asleep. Have some calming thoughts, do some breathing exercises. I will talk about this more in one of the next modules. And yeah, do what you can do. And most important, don't think about too much and get worried when you do not sleep. Try to get your thoughts out of the way and know that you're trying and you do whatever you can do in order to get a good sleep. So don't feel like a victim. You are the one that's on top of things. And if you want to remember something from this module, it's the number 8, about 8 hours of sleep or lying down position. So that's what you can try to do to enhance your sleep. I wish you sweet dreams. Part 2 of my antivirus program is about mindset. Our mind plays a very big role in our immunity, our immune system, and how we feel. We can think ourselves sick, we can think ourselves healthy, and we know that it directly impacts on how we are doing, is how we are actually feeling up here. The problem is in those times of worries and unknown issues, and yeah, we cannot really focus on the future because we don't know what is going to bring us. It really affects us negatively when we worry a lot. And long-time worries, long-time stress can actually also lead to chronic diseases. And we're much more likely to catch a flu or bacteria if we are afraid of it, if we are very worried. But worries also are a good thing because they come natural. They keep us alert. And they keep us thinking about what can we do about it. So let's have a look at a couple of points that I can recommend. For me, it's very important to actually keep occupied and keep occupied with things that I like. If I can't do any work, I like to paint, to plant some seeds, to do things that I can do around me, to connect to love people, for example. Mind you, if you can't meet them one-on-one right now, at least over the phone, all the social contexts and contexts show you that you're not alone in this, and actually get you some good laughs as well. Very important to keep smiling. And another thing that at least gets me a lot is also to care for others. How can you not so much focus on me and my problems and me in this? We're all in this, but there are a lot of people that are really in need, that need help, need support. How can we share what we have and see where we actually can make a difference in this together? Another one is, of course, calming exercises. yoga, qigong, mindfulness. There's a lot of mindfulness apps out there, so you actually focus on what's inside. And I have an exercise that I like to do at least 3 times a day. Do you have another number that you can remember, the number 3? It is breathing exercises. I do them in the morning, around lunchtime, and then in the evenings, in the sleep module you also heard about calming down. And this is a very simple exercise, but actually not just breathing up here as we are sometimes when we are afraid, but actually get the breath all the way down and do that for a couple of minutes. And just focus on what you're breathing. You can keep your eyes and keep on focusing on your breath. Breathe deep into your stomach and let it out again. And deep down, a little pause, out again. Keep doing this and just keep focusing on your breath. And if thoughts are coming, just let them go. Be aware of them, but let them go. And do that for 5 minutes. That actually gives yourself a pause. The deep breath activates your body, but it also calms you down. And ideally you do this by the open window, so you can get in some fresh air into your body, into your bloodstream, and into your cells as well. Another tip that helps me is to have a regular schedule. So even in times now where everything is a bit up and down, when do you have your breakfast? When do you go to bed? When, to really kind of keep your mind, because right now when we're into uncertainty, our mind keeps searching for the things that it knows or that it recognizes. So try to give it certain things that are familiar and establish maybe some new routines. Then also I think it helps to let the worries out. Don't just keep them in your mind. Write them down, speak them out, maybe for yourself, maybe share them with some friend, some family member, and you will see they get a bit smaller. Shared worries are half the worries. And I think the most important thing is to remember you're actually doing something about it, about your worries. You can tackle them as soon as you are aware of them. It is actually the first step forward that you can start to calm down, see things positive. And I think a big part is also acceptance. We are in the situation we are in. We cannot really oftentimes do anything about it and change them, but what we can do is calm down, breathe, think about that. Actually, positive thoughts also influence our health in a very positive way. So do those breathing exercises whenever, maybe not only 3 times a day, whenever you need them. So think positive. Part 3 of my antivirus program is about exercise. Exercise keeps our body functioning, and it's a very important part, another very important part for our immunity, because it keeps our system going, our circulation going, helps us cleansing out the system, our lungs, our circulation, oxygenizes our blood, and also helps our bowels to move on with the food and all the things that I should actually get out of our body. So, and as we have heard before, it is the bowels are also a very big part of our immune system. So exercise is very essential. Our problem, of course, today is we cannot get out as much as we wish to. We cannot exercise maybe in the gyms or even go out into the parks. We sit too much in general, even before what's going on around us now, and we have schedules that really are not giving us too much free time to do exercise. We are stuck in front of our screens, and it's a general problem in society. And now we're even more restricted. So the WHO actually recommends at least 30 minutes of moderate exercise per day, and ideally in fresh air. So whatever we can do at home right now is also to try and do it by the open window, if possible. We can use our daily chores when we're cleaning to do it a little bit more, take in. We can use our body weight. I'm going to show you a couple of short exercises. And of course, if you're still allowed to go outside, bike or walk instead of taking the car, and that is in general. I mean, we don't have to run to the gym if we can do the daily exercises that we can incorporate in our daily lives, because then it's much, much easier, of course, to also get them done. Personally, I try to keep the car in the parking lot and bike with the children to work, and yeah, really take the bike as much as possible. It's quite amazing how much you can transport on a bike if you really want to. Then yoga, of course, indoor exercises. There's plenty of great ideas out there on the internet on what people are actually doing to keep fit inside their homes. And I have come to steal a couple of exercises from my personal health coach. We're still doing them outside. We're very lucky up here in Sweden. And but they can as much as well be done at home. So actually keep your circulation going and come up into the breathing. And again, as in the modules before, breathing is super important to really keep the system cleansing, and also keep your lungs engaged and use them to really kind of make them a bit hands-on, prepared for maybe whatever cough is going to come there. Use them, cleanse them. So one exercise of three with 3 different parts that I want to show you. Let's see if this goes in front of the camera without losing it all. It is actually 3 exercises that keep repeating, and you can keep doing them as long as you want. I think 3 minutes is already a long time, because then I'm totally out of order. But they really get you going. And it is basically, it's 6 squats that you come down as far as possible and up again slowly. I think the slow thing, and keep straight, the slowness in it is actually what keeps your muscles also. 6 times. Then you do push-ups, not on the floor, but maybe on the windowsill or somewhere, like I use the camera now. And then you can really take your own body weight, keep straight, like in a plank, and then you do those push-ups. 6. And then you do squats again, 6. I'm cheating now. And then you do kind of arm and leg lifts, and then you can do 12, because those are actually a bit more easy. 12. But really try to get the arms down, the legs up, and then come your squats again. So the squats always in between. And you see, I'm already kind of out of breath. Very simple exercise that you can do anywhere. You can do them out in the park, you can be at home, you do not even need to have the training clothes on it. You get your circulation going. Maybe jump over that cup of coffee instead. And then, every now and then, you can also stretch, of course, if you use your muscles. They shouldn't become too short, so you can do some stretching exercises, but here also yoga is very, really to recommend. So in short, there's lots you can do despite you're at home. So let's keep moving. Part 4 of my antivirus program is about body care. Our bodies are very sensitive and very smart systems that are designed to fight and regenerate once attacked by a virus and co. As complicated machines, but as a complicated machine, they also need to be served and taken care of. I talked about exercise. I'm going to talk about the right food as well in the last module. In times like these, we oftentimes do forget about what our bodies need, and maybe we don't even have the knowledge anymore. We think maybe body care is a lot of products that we need to put on our face and where not else. But there is other basics that I would like to talk about. The washing your hands, of course, we all know that, and how to actually try to keep ourselves clean and away from bacteria and germs. But there's also a way where you can boost your respiratory system, for example, the mucus and membranes in our lungs, in our nose and sinuses, how we can boost those. Vitamin A is a very good source here. Then you can do breathing exercises, as I talked about in the exercise module. And that actually keeps also using and cleansing out once you really breathe out. And there is another one that you can cleanse your nose with. That, of course, a lot of the yoga tradition is doing is this a nose cleansing that kind of keeps, it flushes out whatever is there. You can do it in the morning to open up. You can do it after you've been outside if you have dirty air, or if there's a lot of pollen in the air, because the pollen we should also try to avoid right now, because they put extra strain on our systems. Then you can inhale, even before you catch a cold, but even once you have caught some. Put hot water in a bowl with a spoon of salt, and then you just keep, kind of hiding under a towel. I'm going to do this the right way. So you keep the steam, and the steam goes into your lung, through your nose, through your system, and cleanses it and keeps it moist. So you want to always keep moisturized. That also gets me into the next point, because it's very important that we keep our body moist and hydrated. So at least 2 liters of water, another number, 2 liters of water, clean water a day we should drink in order to keep our very high level of liquid that we have in the body. My best tip is to take a nice bottle that you have with you, put some nice stuff in there, some fruit or greens to give it a little taste, and drink as much as you can. This also helps us to cleanse and flush out what should not be in our bodies. Then essential oils are also said to be a very good enhancer against virus. They are antiviral, and they prevent and are also said to heal. So you can put a bit on your palms, on the top of your feet. It actually gives you a very calming effect as well. And there especially eucalyptus, clove, cinnamon, grapefruit oils, lemongrass, tea tree, oregano oil. What you have at home is, they are recommended. And I'm gonna also put some links on my sources later on, so you can dig deeper into this. Then one super important part is the lymph system, the lymphatic system. That is actually a system where it helps cleansing all the things out of our bodies, and we need to keep that circulation going as well. You can take lymphatic massages at a massage therapist, but you can also do very simple massage at home. Google it, there is tons out there for lymphatic massages at home. One is to, those are very important points here, right over the bones here, this little hole where a lot of the lymph nodes are sitting. And if you feel you're catching cold or something, you can do very soft streaks from behind your ear along your neck. It's very soft, both sides, and you'll see a lot of things open up already. This system is in the whole body, and it is really keeping this drainage, so to say, going, and it's essential for our body to keep it going, because also we're sitting a lot, we're doing a lot of things where the system is not so activated, and maybe by our muscles and not so much movement. But lymphatic system, on top of cleaning, it also says it's calming us down, it's calming down the nervous system. It is working with the organs. Oftentimes when we're bloated, for example, this can disappear. Edema in the legs could also can be released by this. So you actually transport whatever is stuck in our body out of the body. So very important part for all of our bodies, and we're forgetting that we actually have it and then that we can activate it. So look that up. And on top of what this massage also does for you is actually touch. And that's also very sensitive. It's a very important part. We humans need touch and need to be touched. And in those times, maybe we're even sitting alone at home and cannot do that. But even the self-massage gives you a lot of the tranquility and calming you down as well. So those were a couple of points that you can take. There's more out there, believe me. So take care of yourself. Module 5 of my antivirus program is about food and drink. Why is food and drink so important for our immune system? It's said that 75% of the immune system are actually sitting in our stomach and our gut and our bowels. And only if those function well, our immunity is sane, is functioning well. We're also talking about cellular health in the context of food and drink. Our cells need a lot of water, of liquidity, and a lot of the right food, of the right vitamins, of the right minerals, and the right fats in order to function well and are boosted and prepared for attack. So the problem is that a lot of our systems don't work the way they're supposed to. We're sitting too much, we are constipated, we're eating things that are counterproductive. A lot of our comfort foods that we're probably eating right now, the sugars, all the fats, the saturated fats, everything that we need to kind of calm our minds and bodies right now is not necessarily good for our immune system. Mind you, alcohol, a lot of coffee makes us upset, but is not helping us to actually digest the right way and take up the essential things. Because no matter how good food we eat, if our bowel system is not working the way it's supposed to, it cannot take up all the vitamins that we're trying to get into ourselves. And a lot of us have gone through antibiotic cures, for example, not only now, but years back, that have destroyed a lot of the good probiotic bacteria in our stomachs. And only if those function and thrive, they can help us break down and take up the nutrients that our body is getting from our food. So there are a couple of habits that I would like to talk about, and that is trying to eat as much fresh and whole food products as possible. Know where they're coming from, make sure they're organic. I always have this tip on make sure you eat a rainbow every day. That means a lot of different kinds of colors, food, so you get variation. And a lot in those fresh food is a lot of antioxidants that we need in order to fight whatever wants to harm our bodies. And there's a lot of vitamins and minerals in there that are not destroyed even as if we eat them raw. So salads and fresh food as much as possible. Then also you can actually add some of those good bacteria to your stomachs, the probiotics. And you can buy them in liquid form, you can buy them in capsule form, or if you make fermented foods or eat fermented foods and fermented drinks, they're automatically in there, and so you can enhance them. And all those fermented things are really great because you can keep them at home, they keep for a long time, and you can even make them yourself. I'm coming back to that. The probiotics are good for your gut, they are great for your skin, they are helping the immune system, and even read that they are cleansing, and they can be good for your heart and even for your mood. So talk about comfort food. This is really what's gonna comfort you. Then drink. In the body care module, I have already talked about drinking a lot. Drinking at least 2 liters of water a day to keep your body cleansing and functioning. In Ayurveda we say, and in the raw food cuisine as well, try not to drink to your food, because then you dilute your acids in the body, in the stomach, that are trying to break down the food. Try to stop drinking an hour before food and 2 hours after. Try it, the ones of you that have problems with your stomachs. It's worthwhile. And chew the food to really help your body to also break it down. Break it already down here, then the enzymes will come and help you break it down into smaller bits, so your stomach and your bowels actually have a better chance to pick out what's in there. Then you can of course drink other things as well. There are herbal teas, kombucha, which is a fermented tea, green teas, and even shots like I made here, juices, and other kinds of like real good green pressed fresh juices and shots in ginger and so on. You can really enhance and shock your body a little bit with. Then you should eat 5 meals a day, not too big meals where your body is having to digest, and then the blood is good, in order to keep even level of concentration and of energy. We should eat 5 smaller meals a day, and maybe, as I also said in the sleep session, you start in the morning at 5 smaller meals, and don't eat too late in the evening either, so your body actually is being able to focus where it should focus on. When it's sleep is sleep, and when it's digestion, it's digestion. And also it makes sure that you have a constant inflow of the things that keep your body going, the fuels. There are a couple of ingredients that I have learned that are supposed to be good for preventing and attacking viruses as well. I'll put also links on the site so you can dig deeper into this. But it's said to be flax seeds, citrus peel. Flax seeds you can, for example, have in crackers. What I do with citrus peel is I actually have and peel my organic fruit, and then I dry it. You can just cut it small and you dry it in the daylight on a plate. You can eat that, you can put it into drinks, for example. You can have it over a salad, it's super crunchy. Orange peel, oregano, garlic, ginger, turmeric. I think those three we know in connection with colds and viruses already. And also I've heard licorice root as tea or tinctures are very good for the lungs. Just a couple of those. And even vitamin D, which is boosting the immune system and also enhancing the respiratory system. Vitamin A is also protecting the respiratory membranes, so take that as an add-on. And vitamin C, of course, for the immune system. There are a lot of fruit and so on. But also zinc to strengthen the cellular walls. Iodine is antiviral, and also iron we need in order to build the cells. So I have a couple of suggestions here and a couple of ideas, and the good thing about it, it's all super inexpensive. Even if they're superfoods, you do not have to spend too much money on it, and it things that last a long time and that you can have at home and that you can make yourself. For example, this is like the good German sauerkraut. Fermented kale. This is red kale. Comes in all colors, and you can add colors to it. I have also, like, that's where the good probiotics are sitting, for example. And another one is the kombucha, that's fermented tea. This is also where you can get a lot of probiotics, and it's actually a fun drink. It's bubbly, and you can have it in the morning, in the evening, whenever you want to. I also added sprouts, because if maybe it's not so easy to get the fresh produce all the time. Those are lentils or beans and things that from seeds that you can make at home. You just put them in water, let them soak for a day or so, and then this is just a simple mosquito net from the window, and then you rinse them twice a day, and then they grow. Those wonderful little sprouts that you can have on top of your salads, rather just as snacks, in order to make sure you get all the little seeds and stuff in there. I'm making, for example, my own little muesli, and also very nice and crunchy. Maybe you can just eat throughout the day as breakfast, of course, but make sure you get all the good stuff that you need in a package. I make crackers. I said my kombucha myself. Then those shots that I talked about. This is ginger, lemon, orange, turmeric, and actually also some chili peppers. So this really wakes you up. I don't need a coffee in the morning if I had one of those. And then some of the citrus peel, as I said, you can sprinkle it over, or I make those wonderful, nice little yummy dates. You just take a date and you roll it in the citrus peel, and it's so good. That's a very nice meal in between, and for you that have sweet teeth, super nice. And then I talked about teas, herbal teas, in order to keep yourself liquidized. We do not want to have too much coffee and so on. That is straining our systems and straining our hearts and making us more upset maybe than they help right now in this situation. It depends. Some of us need it. Personally, I don't. And if you are more curious about how to produce all those things, look me up. You will find more, and there's hands-on classes and online, hopefully, classes that I can do together with you to answer all your questions. And I'm also going to put some more information on the net that you can find. Yeah, so would you remember the number 5? And hopefully at least eat your rainbow every day. And as a tiny repetition of all my modules, think about drinking 2 liters of water per day, doing 3 times breathing exercises, have 5 smaller meals, sleep 8 hours a day, and have about 30 minutes moderate exercise.